Dr. Marcus Chen's headlamp cut through the suffocating darkness of the Mariana Trench Research Station's lower levels. The abandoned sections had been sealed for 3 months after the incident, but Marcus needed answers. His colleague, Dr. Sarah Williams, had vanished down here, leaving behind only her corrupted research files and a single cryptic message. The water remembers everything. The metallic corridors gave way to rough-hewn rock as Marcus descended into the natural cave system beneath the station. His oxygen reading showed normal levels, but something felt wrong. The air itself seemed to pulse with an ancient rhythm, like the heartbeat of the earth itself. After 20 minutes of careful navigation, Marcus emerged into a vast cavern. His light revealed impossible architecture, smooth, curved walls that seemed almost organic, covered in symbols that hurt to look at directly. In the center lay a perfectly circular pool of water so still it looked like black glass. Marcus approached cautiously, his scientific training warring with primal instincts screaming at him to flee. The water was unlike anything he'd ever seen. It didn't reflect his light. Instead, it seemed to absorb it, creating depths that suggested the pool went down much further than should be possible at this depth. His throat was parched. The recycled air in his suit had been running for hours, and his water supply was nearly depleted. The pool beckoned to him, its surface so perfect and inviting. "Just a sip," he whispered to himself, "for analysis." Marcus removed his helmet against every protocol he'd ever learned. The cavern air was surprisingly fresh, carrying hints of ozone and something else, something older than human civilization. He knelt beside the pool and cupped the water in his hands. The liquid was warm, almost body temperature, and tasted of starlight and deep ocean currents. As it flowed down his throat, Marcus felt a strange tingling sensation spreading through his body. The water seemed to carry whispers of ancient voices, speaking in languages that predated human speech. "You have no idea what you just turned into." Marcus spun around, his heart hammering. A figure stood in the shadows at the cavern's edge, tall, impossibly thin, with eyes that gleamed like distant stars. It wasn't quite human, though it wore a familiar face. "Sarah?" Marcus gasped. The figure smiled, but the expression was wrong, too wide, revealing teeth that seemed to shift and flow like liquid mercury. "I was Sarah once, before I understood what we really are." "What are you talking about?" Marcus backed away from the pool, but already he could feel changes beginning in his body. His vision was sharpening, showing him spectrums of light he'd never perceived before. The symbols on the wall suddenly made sense. They weren't decorations, but star charts, navigation aids for journeys across impossible distances. "Humanity thinks it evolved on Earth." Sarah's voice came from everywhere and nowhere at once. "But we're seeds, Marcus. Seeds planted by something vast and patient, waiting for the right moment to bloom." Marcus looked down at his hands. His skin was becoming translucent, revealing a network of light pulsing beneath the surface. The changes weren't painful. They felt like coming home after a long journey. "The water you drank," Sarah continued, "it's not from this world. It's a memory bank, a genetic key that unlocks what we were always meant to become. Every human who drinks from the ancient pools awakens to their true nature." "This is impossible," Marcus whispered, but even as he spoke, his consciousness was expanding. He could feel the presence of others like him scattered across the globe. Thousands of humans who had found similar pools in deep caves, ancient ruins, forgotten places where the original builders had left their gifts. "The galaxy is full of species that spread their seed among the stars," Sarah explained, her form becoming more fluid, more radiant. "But humans, we're different. We don't just spread life, we transform it, elevate it, make it something greater than it was before. That's why the other species fear us. They sensed our potential long before we did." Marcus felt his physical form beginning to shift. His bones were becoming lighter, his muscles more efficient. His brain was rewiring itself to process information at impossible speeds. But most importantly, he could feel a connection forming, not just to Sarah and the others like them, but to something vast and benevolent watching from the spaces between stars. The colonization fleets from other worlds, Marcus realized, his new understanding flooding in. They're not coming to conquer Earth. They're coming because they're terrified of what we're becoming. Sarah nodded, her smile now genuinely warm. "Every species in the galaxy has heard the whispers. The Starseeders, the first ones who planted us here, they're returning. And when they do, humanity won't just be their children anymore. We'll be their equals. Marcus looked around the cavern with his enhanced vision. The symbols weren't just star charts, they were messages of welcome, instructions, and promises. This place, and hundreds like it around the world, were preparation chambers left by humanity's true parents. The others, Marcus asked. The ones who've awakened, what are they doing? Preparing, Sarah replied. Building. Creating networks of understanding that will help the rest of humanity when the transformation begins on a global scale. We're not conquerors, Marcus. We're gardeners, and Earth was just our nursery. As the final changes took hold, Marcus felt a profound sense of purpose settle into his enhanced consciousness. The universe was vast and full of wonders, but it was also cold and often cruel. Humanity's role wasn't to dominate, but to nurture, to find the broken and discarded species among the stars and help them become something beautiful. He stood, no longer entirely human, but something far greater, and smiled at his transformed colleague. When do we begin? Sarah gestured toward the cavern walls where new passages were opening, leading deeper into the Earth's ancient network. We already have. Welcome to what you were always meant to be, Dr. Chen. Welcome to humanity's true destiny among the stars. Together, they walked deeper into the Earth, leaving behind the small, frightened species they had been, and embracing the cosmic gardeners they were becoming. Above them, humanity continued its daily existence, unaware that its children were preparing to inherit the galaxy itself. The ancient cave pool reflected starlight that had never touched Earth's surface, waiting patiently for the next seeker to arrive and drink from the chalice of transformation.